Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Sweat Club. We have a full crew here live today, which I love. We are going to start in child's pose today. Some nurturing, a few different options for child's pose. You could either take your knees wide, toes in, surrender with your hands forward, forehead to the mat. Could also take your knees together. Sometimes this feels like safer and cozier for me, and come into a little ball. Mat. And we just got a few more people. See, I should have waited. 2 more people. Oh my gosh. So you can hang out in child's pose. And then we'll give Heather and Jen a second to set up. Hi, guys. We are starting in child's pose today, just so you're ready. You can either do extended child's pose or knees wide or standard child's pose. Jen, I see you have a little helper there today. That's great. Oh, 2 helpers. Hi, cuties. Oh, awesome. All right. Let's get started. Let your shoulders surrender down to the mat. Take the wrinkles out of your face, the clenching out of your jaw. Anywhere that feels tight, try to surrender down to the mat. Take a deep breath in, all the way into your low abdomen. Exhale gently out the mouth. Close your mouth. And just breathe easy. No need to change your breath yet. This is a really special time in class because we pull ourselves out of whatever we were doing or wherever we were and into our practice, and also into a greater sense of self-awareness. Before we get started, just gently ask yourself the question, how am I feeling today? And you could take this in a physical sense or a mental or both, energetic. And try to get a little specific with this question. Inhale gently. Exhale fully. So now that you've done this little self check-in, you are going to build today's class around how you are feeling. So if you need energy, if you need inspiration, if you're feeling a little sad, stressed, tired, all of these things will factor into how you move today in class. I always say listen to your body, but I truly mean listen to your whole self, right? I'll give lots of options in class today. You pick what works for you. You pick what you need. Take another deep breath in. And out. If you know Ujjayi breath, you can start to constrict the back of your throat, making a sound like an ocean wave. Otherwise, just start to deepen your inhales and your exhales, making them the same length. If child's pose is starting to feel hard for you to hold in this posture, you're welcome to start finding your breath in tabletop instead. First opportunity to listen to your body, right? What does your body need? Choose your posture and breathe. If you're still in child's pose, see if you can push your diaphragm down in and towards your thighs, maybe towards the ground. And every exhale, try to slow it slightly. Take 3 more cycles of breath. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Next, inhale if you're not in tabletop pose already. Pull yourself up to tabletop. Walk your knees hip width distance apart, and then your hands will actually come forward, and we're working our way towards a puppy dog pose. So you'll drop your belly down towards the mat, your chest towards the mat, your forehead, or maybe even your shin toward the mat. If you look at me, my butt's not back in child's pose. We're actually further forward, right? Hips stay in line with the knees as you reach the chest down. Breath in. And out. Try to surrender muscles in the low back, spine, shoulders. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale once more. Exhale. And then inhale, push into your hands. Lift your torso up, your forearms up. Walk your hands back under your shoulders, tabletop pose. Find your alignment once more. And then next breath in, you can drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, look high, cow pose. Our last class, we worked a lot on expansion. Now we'll move towards exhale, contraction, cat pose, and hold. Look towards your belly button. Push your hands into the mat and round through your upper spine. So your scapula will protract, i.e., they will slide down the sides of your body, starting to open. Take another breath in and out. Inhale, drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, look high. Cow pose. Exhale, round to cat. Close your eyes and start to move intuitively. So you might keep doing cat and cow, moving with the breath, right? Stick with your breath. But if there are other movements you want to add in, swaying side to side, opening the side body, a chance to move in a way that feels nurturing to you. For 3 more breaths, let's say. Remember, no wrong moves. Everything is right. Next, inhale. Come on back to center. Make sure you even out both sides, so no rush. Shift your weight over into your right hand slightly, and then inhale your left hand high. We'll open up, look high at your thumb. Exhale, stay. So as you do this, try to pull the belly in. So instead of back bending and opening, actually think about rounding and pull the belly in, almost like you're doing a side crunch as you lift up. Breath in. And then exhale, sweep your left hand under your right armpit. So this is a big sweeping motion all the way down. And you can hover that left shoulder above the mat. So if you look at me, we're just a little hovering, right, as you reach. Inhale, push yourself up. Same thing. Opens, but can you tuck the pelvis and try to round through the spine? It's what we normally don't do, right? And then exhale, you'll bring it down. Tuck under, look under your armpit. Inhale one last time, opening and sweeping, tuck, round through the spine. Exhale, this time we're gonna take the big twist, come all the way under, twist, then release your left shoulder to the ground, your left hand, and you can come into a little bit of a side bend. So if you look, again, my hips are above my knees rather than pushed back. You could reach your right hand forward and tent the fingers. You could also rotate through the right shoulder and bring it to the small of your back and roll the right shoulder back as you hold this posture. Breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale, you'll lift the hand if it's behind you. Bring it forward and down. Exhale, push into your hand, lift up, and then inhale the left hand high, keep rounding, tuck, core in. Exhale, release, left hand comes down to the mat. Switch it over and inhale your right hand high immediately. So first open, find the opening one that we typically do. It's almost like you push the right hip out, right? Back bend, dramatic. Oh, we look so fancy. Instead, do the opposite. Pull the core in, round through the spine as you try to lift the hand up. So you're going to feel a big stretch in the outer side body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right, now we start moving with it. Inhale. And then exhale, take that right hand under, right cheek hovers above the mat, right arm hovers. Inhale, lift up, but try to keep the torso closed, even though the arm lifts. Exhale, sweep under. Lean and look, maybe under that left armpit. Inhale up, lift, tuck. Last time, exhale, you'll come under and then release the right hand, right shoulder to the ground, right part of your face. Option to stay here, or you might lift the left hand above the head, fingertips to the mat. Option to rotate through the left shoulder, tuck it behind the back. Maybe you can hide it behind that thigh. Breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. If your left hand is doing something weird, reach it forward. Breath in and then exhale, slide it back to press into the ground. Inhale, you'll lift that right hand high, sweep up, try to keep the torso closed. Exhale, hands come back to the mat. Walk both hands one handprint forward. Curl your toes under. Push the knees and hover for a bit. Then once you're in this posture, option to keep the knees down, by the way, and you're going to tuck. So you're either here in a cat variation with the toes curled under or you're here holding cat variation. Try to look down at your belly button. Pull your core up and in as we contract inwards. Breath in. Should feel this in your quads probably. Breath out. We're going to go to down dog in a second, I promise. Don't worry. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, push up and back, downward facing dog. First downward dog of the day. Option to move through the feet. That feels nice for me. Remember, this is your adventure. What do you need? Maybe you're in child's pose because you just need rest. You don't need a down dog. If you're moving, come to stillness. Sink those heels down. Inhale, look forward. Take a big bend in your knees. Try to keep as much weight in your hands for as long as you can. Round through your spine and then walk the toes forward. So if you look at me, I'm trying to round, pull the core in, tipping toe one at a time, weight in the hands until eventually I'll fold into Uttanasana, top of the mat. And don't worry, if you had to take some big steps, that's normal. Inhale, halfway lift, 2 fingers to the mat, maybe 2 hands to the shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze up, lift up. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, stay. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, bend in the knees and sit back. Chair pose. Exhale, hands to the knees. Tuck and round, cat pose in a chair. So your legs should be, ideally, if you look at mine, pretty close together. If that doesn't feel comfy, they can be wider, but for me, it's a little bit easier just to get a hold of the knees. Try to straighten the arms so much that you can round through the upper spine, tuck the chin, breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Come to standing, hands by your side, Tadasana. Breath in. And out. Inhale, sweep your hands up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and stay. Inhale, sit your butt back, chair pose, hands come high. Exhale, hands to the knees, tuck the spine and round, hold. Breath in. Exhale, come to standing, hands by your side, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep your hands high. Connect the fingers, squeeze the biceps by the ears as you reach up, and then exhale, lean over to the right side or left side. I'm going left. I always forget this is mirrored for me, so I don't need to mirror, and I'm so used to mirroring. On this left side, think about squeezing your hip towards your rib cage. So instead of opening, you're trying to do a side crunch. Crunch in, then try to take your butt back slightly as you crunch in and forward. We don't care what we look like, we care about the sensations. Breath in and out. Inhale. Keep the arms straight, exhale. All right, inhale up. Don't let the arms go, just switch the grip. Exhale over to the right side. Same thing here. We're focusing on the crunching of the right hip towards the right rib cage, like a side bend, as you squeeze the arms up towards the biceps. Then try to push the butt back a little. So butt goes back, hips go forward, squeeze. Breath in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. This is hard. One more breath in. Exhale, come back to center. Oof. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze your butt. So I want you to push your feet away from each other and squeeze your butt. This is really important. Now start to tuck your chin, round through your upper spine first, but keep your low back not bending. So we start the bend from the upper spine, walk the bend down your mid back until eventually the low back will bend. It's almost like you're trying to dive down into the floor. And then release at the bottom. You can let your hands go, shake the shoulders out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank pose, and lower your knees down. So this is a new thing we're doing in class for a while. You may hate it, but it's too bad because we're going to keep doing it. We're changing up our push-up and our chaturanga to target our muscles in our chest versus our triceps, because in yoga, a lot of times we end up using our triceps. So take your hands about as wide as the mat. It's going to be a lot wider than normal. Our new push-up variation, hands come forward. So watch me once. If you are landing like, let me try and do it. If you're landing like this isn't what we're going for, which sometimes in yoga we do that. I don't even know why, to be honest. Instead, we're going for coming down all the way to the ground. But watch, the one thing we're going to think about is first round through your upper spine, cat pose. Scapula protract. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, you'll retract your scapula, pulling them together, right? Until when you reach the bottom, your shoulders will be up and back. Notice how my shoulders aren't here, which happens a lot in yoga. They're here. So try this with me. If you did it already, you just get to do another one. Fantastic. Come on forward, round through the spine, cat pose. Take a breath in. As you exhale, retract the scapula. So they're going to squeeze together. First, lower down. Keep squeezing the scapula together. Roll the shoulder heads up and back. 3, 2, 1, and you're down on the ground. If you didn't get it, don't worry. We've got more tries. All right, inhale. Baby cobra, no hands. Push the tops of the feet into the mat. Exhale, stay. You know the drill. Every lift, inhale, get a little higher. Exhale, we will stay. Inhale, lift up, get a little higher. I can't talk either. Exhale, stay for one more breath in. Oh my gosh. Exhale, lower down. Curl your toes under. Walk your hands as wide as the mat. So they're going to be wide again. Roll your shoulders back so your scapula squeeze together. Squeeze them up and back. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, push through the chest, up and back. And then at the top, round into cat pose. Curl your toes under. Walk your hands back together. Push up and back, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend in your knees, ton of weight in the hands, walk one toe print at a time to the top of the mat, make your way into Uttanasana. Feet are hip width distance apart, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and grab for your peace fingers or your big toes with your peace fingers. Your toes can't grab your fingers, that would be weird. I guess they kind of can. So peace fingers around the toes, thumbs and fingers lock. Big bend in the knees if you have to be there to get there, right? You could stay here, working on retracting if it feels too much to have your head low. Otherwise, exhale, start to bend and fold. Pull yourself down and in. Elbows will go out to the side as the head comes down to the ground. Release the neck. Breath in. Added bonus, try pulling your feet towards one another as you do this. Breath out. Again, inhale, pull. Exhale, keep engaging in the legs. One more, breath in. Exhale. Release the toes as you inhale, and in one swift movement, come up to the halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, lift up, chair pose. Exhale, hands to the knees, tuck and round. Hold, breath in. Breath out. Inhale, come to standing, hands by your sides. Tadasana, exhale. Breath in and out. Inhale, sweep your hands up, moving a little bit faster. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, big bend in your knees, step one foot back, the other foot back, up and back, downward facing dog. Right into it, inhale your right leg high. You know the drill. If the hip is open, close that hip, then try to lift the leg higher. Breath in. Sink the left heel down, breath out. Strong in the arms. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. I know, we're here for a while. Inhale, and then you'll exhale. Bring your knee to your chest. Squeeze in, round, cat pose, right? Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Lean forward, and then step through, low lunge. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, come up, warrior one. Hands come to the hips right away, because for me, my hips are always wonky. I want you to feel your hips too. Pull the right hip back in space. Then try to sink down into the front knee. That back leg should feel a really nice stretch. And just for ease of this next posture, wiggle your right foot out to the side slightly so you have a bit of a wider stance. Then inhale the hands high. Exhale, stay and sink. Keep pulling the right hip back. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, tuck your chin, and then exhale, start to round through the spine. You're rounding down, round, pull your core in, round, pull your core in. Bring your chest towards the inside of the thigh. Keep rounding, look at your belly button. Option to bring the hands down to the mat and hold here. Or if you can, keep your hands at heart center and think about tucking as you bring your chin towards your right knee. Weird, right? Don't worry, I just made this up. I don't know what we're doing. We're making shit up as we go. Tuck, round, belly button in. There's a purpose though. There's always a reason. You'll find out later. Breath in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lift yourself up. Can you pull the butt in as you squeeze and round all the way up? Unround? Is unround a word? That's what we wanted, unrounding. Exhale, hands by your sides, warrior one. Inhale, lift the hands up. Exhale, sweep them down to the mat. Frame the foot or maybe the hand to the inside, option to push up. And then we're back, downward facing dog. Right into it, left leg high. Pull that right hip back in space, and then try to lift the foot a little higher. The little foot a little higher, maybe. Exhale, stay, push the hands into the mat. Inhale again. Exhale. Once more. Breath in, strong. Exhale, sweep the knee through, bring it towards your nose, round through the spine. Think cat pose as you lean, 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 and then step through. Low lunge. You might need to use your left hand to help that leg up. Back heel comes down, pull your left hip back in space. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, hands to the hips. So feel the hips. Wiggle your left foot out to the side slightly just to give yourself more room to bend towards that leg. Push down through the right heel. Then inhale, hands come high once more. Exhale, sink. Breath in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Then this is the strange thing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath in and tuck your chin, which feels weird. Exhale, round the shoulders forward. Pull the belly in and roll down towards that front leg. Trying to bring the chin towards the inside of the knee. Option to have the hands come down and just brace as you think about rounding, right? Tucking, or holding hands at heart, rounding and tucking. Breath in. And it's going to be easy to give up on the rounding as you pull in, breath out. Think about your core crunching. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. And then our new word, unround, up. Lift yourself high. Untuck the chin at the last bit. Reach the hands high. Exhale, sweep the hands down. Frame the foot. Maybe connect the knee to the tricep. Option, push up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, plank pose. Okay, so if you're feeling really fiery, you could try this in plank. Otherwise, if you're still not familiar with this, I recommend knees down because we care about the scapula. We're working on scapula more than anything. Come up if you're in plank, hands wide, round through the spine first. Try to pull your toes towards your hands towards your toes. Take a breath in. And then as you're moving down, retract the scapula, retract, shoulders roll back, 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 back. Eventually release the belly onto the mat. And you're almost already in a baby cobra, right? Because the shoulders are lifted. Inhale, lift up higher. Exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under. Keep the shoulders back. And then you'll push out of this the same way. Push, 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 push. Eventually rounding up and back, downward facing dog. Breath in. Exhale, walk your hands towards your feet and fold at the back of the mat, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, butt back. Exhale, hands to knees, round, tuck the spine. Inhale, come to standing, hands by your sides as you exhale, Tadasana. Breath in. And out. Inhale, sweep your hands high, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands forward into downward facing dog. We won't be here for as long. Inhale your right leg high. Option to skip this or move. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Remember, what is your body calling for? Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Inhale, right leg high, and then everyone can meet as we do. Exhale, knee towards nose, tuck around, cat through the spine, step through, low lunge. This time, spin the back heel down and inhale up, warrior two. I'm going to turn this way so I'm not ignoring you. Sink down in your front leg. Both legs, external rotation. Inhale here, keep reaching. And then exhale, lean and tuck, round the spine like your best friend is right here and you're giving them like a huge bear hug. Inhale, open up. Exhale, lean and tuck. Maybe push your butt back as you do this. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lean. Then inhale, lift up. Warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior, but hold. So lots of times we're like, oh yeah, I'm bending through the right side of my body. Reverse warrior is so gorgeous. Instead, crunch through the left side of your body, left hip to left ribs. Can you do a side bend? You could even lower your arms. I don't care if your arms are high or not. Just squeeze into the side. Maybe even take a hand into the side of the body. Breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Don't straighten that front leg. Come to warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee, side angle. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Sweep the hand up and around and then look high. Push your butt back. Pull your core in slightly so it's a bit rounded. Just like we did on the ground, the hand is going to be a bit more forward. Breath in. Keep your shoulder away from your ear like I wasn't doing. I was ignoring it. Breath out on that right side. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Okay, we can do this together. Keep the bend in the knee. Exhale. And then inhale, sweep the hand up and around, come to warrior two, but don't straighten the front leg. Oh my God. Ooh. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot, push up, back, downward facing dog. Hopefully the blood will come back to your leg now, like it is to mine. Inhale, left leg high. Remember, you can skip this. Maybe you wait in child's pose until you're ready to move. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Tuck round through the spine, round, 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 and then step through low lunge. Spin the back heel down, prepping for warrior two, and then widen up, lift the hands up, warrior two. So first we find the stance, right? Each side's a little different. Push that left knee out to the side, external rotation. Think external rotation as we tuck the pelvis and the thighs, then sink down, hands long. Breath in. Now as we exhale, push your butt back slightly, round like you're hugging your BFF. Inhale, lift up, widen, warrior two. Exhale, push the butt back, round, belly in. Inhale, lift up, warrior two. Last time. Exhale, tuck, round. Inhale, warrior two. And then right into it, exhale, reverse your warrior. Maybe you take a hand to the side of your body to ensure you're crunching hip to side, squeezing in, right? Side bend, option to lift the arms, reach up and back, sink down into the front leg. Breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Back. Warrior two. Take a breath in. I don't know why I decided to do this, but we're doing it. Exhale, elbow to knee, sweep up and around. Side angle. Okay. So this is where you sink the hips low, because when we push up, you're going to try to keep the knee this low and it's going to feel crazy, right? Left shoulder away from the ear. Then pull the belly in, just like we had on the ground. You're rounding and arching. Breath in and out. Inhale. Stay low. Exhale. I promise I'm shaking too. Ready? Inhale, lift the hand up. Exhale, warrior two. Stay low. Oh my God. Breath in. Exhale, sweep the hand down, frame the foot. Push up and back. Downward facing dog. Option to come to a child's pose here, or you can stay in down dog for 4 breaths. Or you do a cartwheel, right? You're listening to your body. What does your body want? What does your mind want? Do you need a drink of water? Ask all the good questions. If you're in child's pose or another posture, meet us back in downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Big weight in the hands. Exhale, step yourself up. Walk to the top of the mat. Fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, chair pose. You're getting the rhythm. I forgot the hands to hips, but we don't care. We're going to do it this way. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, hands to knees. Hold, breath in. Breath out. Inhale, push up to standing. Straighten the legs. Exhale, stay. Once more, breath in. And out. Inhale, sweep your hands high. Look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to either plank or tabletop and widen your hands so they will be wider than the mat. Push and round through the spine. Try to pull your toes towards your hands towards your toes, and then lower down slow. Retract the scapula, retract, retract, retract. Elbows will bend back, squeeze. Chest comes forward, eventually lower the chest to the ground. Untuck the toes, inhale up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Keep your shoulder heads back. Then curl the toes under. Option to lift the thighs, or maybe you do tabletop. Pull your core in, lift up and back. Downward facing dog. Breath in. And out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat however you like, whatever makes you happy. Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. I'm sticking with this one now because it felt better. Exhale, hands to the knees, tucking around just for one breath. Inhale, come to standing, hands by your sides. Exhale, Tadasana. Hands come to your hips. Breath in. And out. All right, shift your weight over into your left leg. The left leg is strong. Right toe will extend back. So just point the toe on the ground. Naturally, you're going to be in a bit of a back bend. That's okay. It's kind of how this starts. We're moving towards, just so you can think about how we're getting there, we're moving towards a standing splits, which essentially means the leg needs to lift, but the torso needs to round and pull up and in. So in order to get there, I like the hands on the hips to start to lean forward. Bend. Maybe you can get light in that back toe. Just like, okay, yeah, play with balance, see how you feel today. Then can you start to round the shoulders and try to lift? It's weird, I know. Maybe tuck the chin, look towards your belly button. Keep rounding down, rounding, and then eventually you might start to lift the leg a little higher. Keep rounding, dropping the crown of the head towards the ground. And then on your next breath in, come back to standing. We're going to try it on the other side. Halfway there. Shift your weight over into your right leg. Left leg comes back to start. Hip extension, right? Moving back is our hip extension. Squeeze hands in the hips. Breath in. First, start to just lean forward a little. Practice lifting the toe. Extending through the hip. I feel like they do this in bar class, right? Then we're about to take it away from bar and make it something totally different. Start to tuck the chin. Round through the spine. Look down, round through the shoulders. Leg might lift a little higher. Pull the belly in. Think about dropping the head down towards the ground as the toe lifts. Hold and stay. And then next breath in, come back up to standing. Exhale. All right, shift your weight back over into your left leg. Option one, do just exactly what we did, right? Your leg, you're starting to get your balance warmed up. This is essentially our first real balancing posture, so you might have needed a warm-up round if the first round felt weird. Round two options will be to try to lift. I'm going to demo really quick. Try to lift. It's hard to do this fast. Lift and round, tuck the chin, drop the head down to the ground. You're going to talk funny if you're like me. Maybe try to come to standing splits with no hands, hands on the hips. You could try and release, bring the hand to the ankle and fold in, then come back. It's a miracle I didn't tip over. All right, so let's try it. Left leg strong, right leg back. I actually, if you're pretty comfortable doing standing splits to any degree, even with the hands on the ground, right? Because I forgot you could also do this. If you're comfortable,
Try the one with the hands just on the hips. It feels really disorienting and it's kind of nice. So here we go. Lift up, tuck and round, pull the belly in, tuck the chin, look down at the ground, then look towards your belly button. This is hard because we challenge our drishti, right? Our point of focus. Start to round through the spine. Try to lift that right foot high. See how far down you can get. Try to imagine your forehead on your shin. And then you stay and breathe while I come out of the posture because I'm over it. 2 more breaths. Once you're out, can you try to come out gracefully? Lift yourself back up. That looked pretty graceful. I'll give you guys some credit. Graceful enough. Shift your weight over into your right leg. All right, hands come to hips. Left foot goes back. Remember, this is work enough on just extending. In these postures, we need strength in hip extension. It's not just like our leg lifts with our hip. We actually have to extend. Then start to round. Tuck the chin. Keep the hands on the hips. See how far you can go. Wiggle into the right foot. One foot is probably going to be easier than the other. Oh, mine's definitely my other one. If you come out, come back in. Play for a few breaths. See how far you can get, and then try to lift that leg no matter what you've chosen, right? Hold and breathe. 3, 2, and then we'll all try to come out of it so gracefully. Bend into the right knee. Lift up. That was graceful, right? Yeah. Feet together, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Close your eyes. Breath in and out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Check in once more with how you're feeling. Could be very specific. Could be very general. Body, mind, maybe even energy and soul. See if we've started to make any sort of shift. Breath in. And out. Blink your eyes open. Inhale, sweep your hands up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Maybe you bring the knees down. This is the last one of these. So round through the spine, pull the feet towards the hand towards the feet. Then lower as you retract the scapula, no matter what you've chosen. Elbows point back, lower, lower, lower. Squeeze the core in so it doesn't drop. That's what I always do. And then inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Shoulder heads hugged back, curl the toes under. Core in, either to knees or to plank as you push up. And then everybody bring your knees down to the ground. My favorite activity, we are coming to a seat, but option 1, just come to a seat. Option 2, can you come to a seat without using your hands? So sit back on your heels. Maybe you take your hands together. They're glued together now. You can't separate them, can't use them. I tell everybody the easiest way, kick it over to your butt on the side, then bring the feet forward. If that doesn't work, maybe you do something really weird. And come to a seat. Extend the feet out in front of you. Staff pose. Take the flesh from under your butt, scoop it up, scoop it out so you can feel your sits bones, and then hands come by your sides, roll your shoulders back, curl your toes back towards your shins. Core is in, breath in, and out. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Now, believe it or not, our peak pose was not that weird standing splits we did. That's just a weird thing we're doing to warm up for a peak pose. I think you're gonna like it. You might like it when you figure out what it is. Hands come to the mat. We're not there yet. Press your hands firm. Pull your belly button in, round through your spine. So if you're already rounded, great, you're ahead of the game. If it's easy for you to lean forward, stay up pretty high, keep rounding. Push the palms into the mat, maybe as wide as the mat. Look forward at your feet. Inhale, lift your right leg up and squeeze. If your foot is as high as mine, come forward more and make it harder. Hold, squeeze in the quad. 3. Sorry about this one, Lucy. 2. And 1, release. Breath in. and out. Lucy hiked 27 miles yesterday, so I don't know how her legs are feeling, but probably don't love this. Let's go to the other side. Ready? Push in your hands, round, tuck the belly in, inhale, lift, squeeze. If it's easy, come forward, make it harder. Hold, breath in and out. Inhale, exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Even though the intuitive thing might be to open the shoulders and get rid of this curve, I want you to keep it. So stay rounded forward, almost like you've got a baby you're protecting, right? We're holding in. Now, maintain this curve. Walk your feet forward if you're not in the middle of your mat. We'll do a Pilates roll down, right? Same posture we've been working on all day, but as you roll down, let the feet lift up towards the ceiling and come down onto your back. Once you're there, hands down by your sides, curl the toes back to the shins, push your low back into the mat. So your legs can be either as bent or as straight as you like. I'm gonna scoot up because I'm off the mat. Legs bent or as straight as you like, completely up to you. Feel that engagement as you think about pressing. How hard can you press the low spine into the mat? And the harder you press, the harder this should get. Essentially, you kind of pick your level, right? Don't press at all, maybe just hang out for 3. Press a lot, maybe for 2. And then 1. Exhale the feet down to the mat. Just take a breath in and out. All right, round 2. Feet come up. Push the hands into the mat. Push the low back into the mat, maybe so much the hips start to lift off the ground a little bit, and hold. Breath in. Squeeze, breath out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale. Exhale, relax. Feet come down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale. All right, our peak pose is plow pose today. So plow pose requires a lot of rounding. If you don't know what this posture is, you can quickly look at me. I'm going to demo how we'll all get into it. The thing is most of us, when we go into plow, it looks a lot like this. And you kick up and over. But instead of just like flopping like a fish on the ground, we're going to push the low back into the mat, push the hands into the mat, roll the shoulders back, and see how slowly, if this is easy for you anyway, you can extend up and back into plow pose. If you need to kick, no big deal. I'm going to look forward. Pro tip, don't look left or right in this posture. I've never taught and looked. You got to look up or you're going to hurt your neck. So let's all give it a shot. If it's not comfortable for you, you're going to stay with the working of pushing the low back into the mat, right? Push down. Otherwise, see how slow you can push the low back in, up and back, and hold in plow. Maybe lock the hands behind the back. Pinkies can come to the mat. Take 5 breaths in this posture. I'm not going to end it here. I'm going to do one more really dumb thing that I don't even know if I can do because it's been a long time if I did it, but there's always something worth building on. A few more breaths. If you're working on just the plow prep, you're welcome to rest because that's actually harder than plow pose, in my opinion, to hold that engagement in the core. Toes can be either curled under or pointed. I prefer curled under because I get to push the heels back. Take one more breath. If you're in plow, release the hands and see how slow you can lower down, 1 vertebra at a time. You remember when we do like bridge pose? Do that same thing, rounding through the spine as you move down the mat. Oh my gosh. Last thing to come down should be the sacrum. Release, feet down to the mat. Close your eyes, breath in, breath out. All right, I'm going to cue one more thing. This is for anyone who is crazy enough to try it, I think. Brinkley might be fit for this. Brinkley's our youngest student. So this is from an Ashtanga class. There are things in Ashtanga called a rollback. So option 1, you're going to do one more round of plow. Push the low back down to the mat. You could come to a shoulder stand if that's in your practice. All options. Option 2 I really don't know. I'm about to humiliate myself on camera, is to do a roll back. So essentially, you want to roll up and over. The tip is, I think you're supposed to bring maybe the feet to both sides of the head. I bring it to one side of the head. So you could try and see if you can come from that posture, push up, back, roll over to one direction, and come on up to your knees. Yoga is really just like play for adults. So you pick what you're doing, maybe shoulder stand, maybe you're already resting and you like to take your feet together, knees wide. Like I said, today is very much about you. Listen to your body. I'll do some research before I cue that rollback so the next time I can give more specific cues, because to be honest, I don't even entirely know the proper way to do it, just how I always did. Once you're done, and you're welcome to take a few more breaths, you can bring the feet back on to the ground. And then we're about to say hallelujah. After all of our back bending, or all of our front bending, essentially, we're going to move into a back bend. So walk the feet hip width distance apart. Hands come by the sides. You can meet me whenever you're ready. Don't rush. Inhale, you'll lift the hips high. Bring the hands together, maybe under the back, or just walk them a little closer so you can create a bit of a shelf with your triceps. And then push and open the shoulders. Think about your heart coming up and over your head. Lifting. Breath in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Separate your hands if they're together, and then exhale, take one vertebra at a time, just like we did from our plow, down to the mat. Once you're there, bring your hands out to a T. Draw your knees up to 90 degrees, maybe palms face up or face down. And then as you exhale, you'll twist over to your favorite side. So either left or right, just a nice twist on the spine. After all of this rounding, think about rolling your left shoulder back and actually pushing your chest forward. So try to mimic a heart opener or a back bend in this posture. Allowing the front of your body to lengthen. Your mind starts to wander, come back to what your body needs, what your breath can do to nurture you on that mission. When you're ready, flip the palms down, engage to the core. You'll come to center, and then over to the opposite side. Gaze goes to the opposite side if it feels okay on the neck. Once you've settled, try to think about pushing that chest forward a little bit, rolling the left shoulder back, opening through the heart. Breath in and out. Flip your palms down if they're up. Inhale back to center. Even out your hips. You have about a minute. If there's anything else you need to do to reach your goal of how you want to feel after this practice, right? How your body would like to move, if you need energy, peace, stillness, give your body that option. Maybe you move straight to Shavasana. And just enjoy another 45 seconds or so of curiosity. That's really what this is about, right? It's just a journey of curiosity. What can I do and what do I want to do? Another few breaths, and then move into Shavasana when you feel ready. Once you're there, let your palms go face up. Take your feet wide. Imagine you are on the comfiest bed, just extending through the palms. Lay back and relax. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Close your mouth. Shut your eyes and move into your resting posture, Shavasana.
You are welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. If you're ready to come out of the practice, you can begin with just a full cycle of breath in and out to clear the lungs. And then reawaken your body with subtle movements. Gently rock your head side to side. Open your mouth. Wiggle your jaw. Wrinkle your nose. And then allow your movements to get larger. Stretch side to side and reach your hands above your head. Nice big morning stretch. Maybe point the toes. Draw one knee in towards the chest and then the other. And wrap your hands around your shins. Give them a squeeze and then roll over onto your favorite side using your arm as a pillow in fetal pose. As you move from fetal pose to a comfortable seat, recognize this is the new body, the new energy, the new you moving into the rest of your day, your week, month, and year. So once you're in your seat, bring your hands somewhere on your body, maybe two hands over the heart, one hand on the belly, one hand on the stomach, or even on the legs. And just ask yourself one more time, how are you feeling? Notice any small shifts, changes. And then take a deep breath in. Exhale. If your hands aren't already there on your next inhale, you can bring your palms together at heart center or maybe two hands over the heart. Bow your chin in gratitude for yourself, for your physical body that carried you through the practice, and for this practice of yoga, which really just allows us to be silly, to have fun, to play. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your head up. Maybe put a smile on your face. Blink your eyes open, get reacquainted with the space around you. Thank you. Fantastic work, everyone. Great job. If you have any questions after class, please let me know. And I do have a happy announcement. So if you enjoy the Sunday Sweat Club, I am now recording all of my live classes at the studio here in Poyensa. So that's Tuesdays, Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Spain time, and Saturdays at 9:30. I'll be offering them live. So if you'd like to join us live, you can join live or you can do the replay. I will include this new membership in the email that I send out with the class later. But in case this isn't enough and you want to hang out with me more, I would obviously love to have you. And for my regular students who practice, I hope when you're traveling, you'll join us virtually. Thank you all so much. Have a fantastic week ahead.